In the heart of ancient China, surrounded by bamboo forests and rivers that sang to the wind, lived a young man named Li Wei. He was thoughtful, gentle, and full of dreams. But he had one weakness: he could never decide. Li Wei lived with his grandmother, an old woman with sharp eyes and a soft voice. She loved him dearly and often said, "My boy, the world belongs to those who take a step forward, not those who only think about stepping." Li Wei dreamed of becoming a great lantern maker. He would sketch designs all day, lanterns shaped like dragons, flowers, stars, and even birds in flight. His ideas were beautiful, but he never finished a single one. Every time he tried, he would doubt himself. What if it's not perfect? What if people laugh at it? Maybe I should wait until I learn more. So he would fold his drawings and tuck them away in a wooden box under his bed. The village held a lantern festival every spring. Artisans would create glowing masterpieces, and the winner's lantern would be sent to the emperor's palace. Every year, Li Wei watched from the crowd, clapping for others but never joining. One year, the village elder announced, "This festival will be my last. I want to pass the Lantern Master's title to the best young maker." Li Wei's heart raced. His grandmother smiled. "This is your time, Wei." He nodded. "Yes, I'll do it." He stayed up all night sketching. He picked his favorite design, phoenix lantern with wings that moved in the wind, glowing feathers made of silk and gold thread. He began building it. Day by day, the shape came alive. His grandmother watched with pride. "It's beautiful, my boy." But one night, Li Wei sat alone holding a piece of golden paper. His hands trembled. Maybe it's too much, too flashy. What if they think I'm trying to show off? He set the phoenix frame aside. The next day, he started a lotus-shaped lantern. "It's simpler," he told himself. "People love peaceful designs." Again, he worked for days. But just before finishing, he stopped. What if it looks boring next to others? Maybe something more unique. So he tried a star lantern, then a waterfall lantern, then a lantern with spinning lights. He never finished any of them. The night before the festival, his room was full of half-finished lanterns. Torn paper, bent wire, broken dreams. His grandmother came in. "Which one will you show?" Li Wei looked down. "None. They're not ready." Her eyes filled with sadness. "You had a phoenix, a lotus, a star. You had everything but courage, Li." We stayed silent. That night, he stood in the crowd once again, watching other lanterns float into the sky, shining with hope, glowing with confidence. The winner was a girl named Min, who used simple rice paper and painted her lantern with only water and ash. Her lantern glowed softly like the moon. It wasn't perfect, but it was finished. Years passed. Li Wei grew older. His sketches became better, his ideas sharper, but he never made a full lantern. One spring morning, he found his grandmother's chair empty. She had passed away in her sleep. Tears rolled down Li Wei's face. He picked up the same old phoenix sketch and walked to his workshop. This time, he didn't change the design. He didn't pause. He didn't doubt. He worked through sadness, through sunrise, through rain. On the next lantern festival, when the villagers lit their lanterns, one bright red phoenix soared higher than all the others. Its wings caught the wind, and its light danced over the trees. The crowd gasped. Some cried. The elder, now in a wheelchair, whispered, "It was always him." Li Wei stood quietly, eyes on the sky, and for the first time in his life, he smiled. Not because his lantern was perfect, but because it finally burned.